Welcome to the start of my full 100% trophy series for The Witcher 3 Complete Edition. We're going through everything here, starting the game until we pop the final trophy. It's probably going to take me around 20 hours. I've planned all this out. It's going to be a very optimal way to do it. We're starting a new game. We're not doing any of the DLC from the main menu. We're just going to go new game and do the DLC after doing the main story. So it's all going to be on sort of the same save. I've got a text guide as well, not quite ready yet. Once the series is completely finished and uploaded, shortly after that I'll probably polish up the text guide. You can see it on screen how it's currently looking. I'm editing that as I'm going along. But look in the description, and once it's ready I'll link it in there. So you can either use the text guide, use the video series guys, or use both if you prefer. Right, so what we want to do first is, you see this My Rewards. Yeah, this has got the next gen update all installed. I'm on 4.01. Yeah, you want to connect your profile to CD Projekt Red. The benefit of this main benefit, which I use, is it gives you a new armor set. I don't use this armor set, but it sells for a lot of money. And when you start a new game, it's really going to help you just get started. So you want to go new game first, guys, once you've signed into CD Projekt Red. New game, and then we'll go Death March. Select off for Simulator Witcher 2 save, and then we'll begin our journey. Sorry it's a very brief intro, but I just like to get stuck in and then explain it all as we go along. Because a lot of time I can just talk for ages when it gets to the intro. What we want to do first when you spawn in is come into the options, control settings, and most of these are optional. But I do advise a lot of these. I mean, it's always a good idea to make your camera movement a lot quicker. Just makes it quicker to, you know, move around and change targets and such. Always turn off adaptive triggers. I do in all games. I've turned off on-screen tutorials. Quick sign casting. I like to have quick casting on, so you just hold a button and press whatever you want to do. Your camera distance, you want to try and put all that on default. Turn off automatic camera centering, and you want to change Gwent difficulty level to easy. That one's very important. Gwent difficulty level to easy. And then I come to HUD configuration. I do dialogue choice font size to 8, just so it's a bit bigger. Action log I leave it on. Rotate minimap I turn that off. Witcher sensors on minimap on, and critical hit and effect text on. The reason you put rotate minimap off is it'll be easier for. The reason I've done it, it's up to you if you want to leave it on or off. The reason I've done it is so it's easier for you to identify what direction I'm going in when you're watching me. So rather than minimap spinning around, and it'll be hard for you to tell exactly what direction I'm heading in. If I'm going up on the minimap, you know I'm going north. I'm going south, you know I'm going south, and so on. So all you've done, you've picked up that key from the book, and then you unlock the door. You come down here, and once you get down the bottom, there'll be some dialogue. There's not really any bad choices you can pick here. You might get some different dialogue from your characters, but you can do the tutorial if you want to, just to explain the combat to you a little bit. Obviously I'm skipping it, I know what I'm doing, but yeah, by all means, if you want to play the tutorial, do it. And then straight after that, you'll end up here, guys, in White Orchard. So there'll be some more dialogue. I'm just choosing the shortest options here. You can see what I'm doing. So there I chose really rather not talk about it, and then that's private. A lot of the options I'll be choosing because they get us through the dialogue quicker, or something very important, but I tried to mention that. So when you first get here, guys, there'll be some enemies. You can actually escape from these. I just quickly mount my horse to the right, come to the west, unlock that signpost, the crossroads. Try to do all this that I'm explaining to you, and you want to follow this path to the south east. Follow it around here. That objective will automatically update, and you'll get XP times 200. And now we're going to loot these buildings around here. So in here, there's a sack, and that's got a lesser glyph of Ignian. It looks a little bit random, but this early in the game, these items are always here. And I'm going to come in this house. You can see where I am on the minimap. Loot this chest for hardened leather and silver ingot. Loot this chest on the cart for meteorite silver ingot. And then come in this house to the far west for another chest for more goodies. In this one we've got hardened leather, sapphire, and some orange. We're mainly looting them chests because there's some really good materials, rare materials, and they're going to sell for a lot later. And then you just head west and you'll get a cutscene. After this cutscene, we want to choose, we could use a few crowns. The bottom option, that's important guys, it just gives you an extra 50 crowns to play with early on when we've got no money at all. And then I just chose, yeah, a woman. Yeah, the way the loot works in this game, by the way, it's a little bit random, but some chests will have good loot in, just some random loot, but it'll be good loot, and some chests will just have bad loot in, like sort of common materials, and some chests will have sort of rarer materials. So I'm trying to go for the chests which have rarer materials inside. Loot this chest beneath this broken dock, and there'll be a pill in there which we want. There's a sack here with a meteorite ore inside. Loot that, and then head west, guys. And we're going to head into the inn next.
Come on, Roach.
A lot of time when you call Roach, yeah, sometimes he won't spawn next to you. He'll spawn behind an obstacle. And sometimes it's just a lot quicker to sprint here. Like, I would have been better just sprinting. But when I get here, I loot the sack for a Dwarven Spirit and that barrel there for an Alkahest. When it comes to restocking bombs and such, you need to have Alkahest on you or Dwarven Spirit. Basically any type of alcohol to do it. And you come in here, talk to this woman, and you want to choose looking for a woman and ask her to show me what she's got. And you want to buy all 5 of these cards. You've got Decoy, Catapult, Blue Stripes Commando, Quimford Reaver's Dragon Hunter, and Foltest, Lord Commander of the North. Yeah, so buy all the 5 cards which she has, and then leave the shop, and you'll be over here. Talk to the peasants beside you, and tell them to talk now. That's an Axie choice, and you actually get 25 XP from that one. And then come and talk to this guy, going to Odin. You want to choose, let's get to the point, the bottom option, that'll get you a Nilfgaardian Lemon. And then you want to choose all the top options after that. How do you know Yen? Where's Yennefer? And it's none of your bloody business, mate. After that, make a manual save, because we're going to get a trophy here for beating an enemy in a fist fight without taking any damage. You don't have to do it here. There'll be lots of places later to do this. But if you want to get a trophy up first here, make a manual save, guys, just in case you make a mistake. So yeah, all you got to do is first choose back off. You'll get XP times 25, and that'll make it so you're fighting 2 enemies instead of 3. Yep, just beat these up without taking any damage, guys. Press circle to dodge. That's all I'm doing. I'm using square attack, not triangle. Use square attack. Yeah, so just get a few hits in. When they look like they're going to attack, just press circle to dodge away, guys. If you take them near your horse will actually back kick them. Does a lot of damage. Yeah, you get that trophy, Fist of the South Star. Like I say, if you don't get it now, just get it later. You get experience from that. And then after that bit, come to the west, guys, to this notice board, interact with it, and then quit out. What that does, some notice boards, when you interact with them, they put loads of question marks on your map, and it's just a good thing to have because it makes it easier to put waypoints down then, because you can just put it on a question mark. And then come in this house to the far west, and you want to loot everything in this house. Everything. It's basically the house in the far west part of the village. Yeah, lots of rare materials in here. So just loot everything. You see something, when it's got like a yellow outline, that means it's sort of rare. Blue is like uncommon, and no shade is common, I believe. Once got all that loot, just carry on north to the river. Once you get to the river, jump in. Now we're going to loot 3 chests in here. Use of Witcher Sense with L2. Yeah, massive rock there, Geralt. And you'll actually see them beneath you. Just loot all 3. Get the first one, then swim west, staying in the middle of the river, and you'll shortly find another. Yeah, when it comes to dialogue choices, if you want to make sure everything works exactly for you as it does for me, just try and choose the exact same dialogue choices that I pick. That'd be the easiest way to do it. So that's the second one, and then once you looted the third one, we're actually going to get Buckthorn just after it as well. You need Buckthorn for the main quest, so do not forget to get this Buckthorn. So there it is, there's the third chest. And then just after it, there'll be a good few Buckthorn here or there. Take one of them. 1 Buckthorn, guys, do not forget it. I don't want to keep repeating myself, it's going to make you annoyed with me. But make sure you get that Buckthorn. And then swim out here, swim to the surface, and just come over here to this house. And we're just going to do this quest quickly, just because it gets you some food and it's good for healing. Yeah, you want to use Ard on that door. Yep, truly a fascinating tale. Fine, I'll help you. Yeah, once you break the door and go in, there'll be that dialogue. And help her. A frying pan, spick and span. Yeah, just loot everything in here. Everything. Loot it all. Try not to wake that guy up, he's fast asleep. Yep, and then pick up the frying pan.
What's that, dearie?
Nothing.
Yeah, then come over and talk to the old hag. There you go. She's a pretty looker. That's it. You'll complete that quest. You get 8 XP. I don't know what the point is, but yeah. So what I'm doing now, guys, put a marker on that question mark. You see that question mark? Put a mark on it, because that's where I headed next. Yeah, the reason I did that quest is because it gets you a lot of food, and soon we'll have a skill which, when you consume a food, the effect lasts for 20 minutes, so you basically got health regeneration for 20 minutes. Now when we're heading to this marker, guys, you want to approach it from the north. So come all the way around the top of it and approach it from the north. There's a place of power. We want to draw this. The reason we come from the north is because if you come from the south or the west or the east, it triggers a wraith to spawn, and then you have to kill that first before you can interact with it. So come from the north, and hopefully you'll get there without triggering the wraith, and you can get back on your horse. Now what that Places of Power does, it gives you a buff. Gives you a buff, for a temporary buff. That's for like 20 minutes or so they do. But there's a trophy for having all 5 active at once. I'm going to be doing that in this video, get it out of the way, and this is the best place to do it anyway. But if you meditate, that'll cancel the buff, because meditating for an hour, that time actually counts in towards a buff duration. So once you trigger that place of power, guys, do not meditate at all now until you get this trophy connected to it. We also got an ability point. You always get an ability point when you interact with a place of power, when you draw the power from it. So you might want to, there's a lot of places of power that I'd avoid along the way, but you might want to get them. Okay, so once you get here, guys, there'll be a chest. Now once you loot this chest, all the guards are going to be aggroed. You want to press triangle to loot everything at once, and then quickly run up these steps where you have to for the quest, and out de-aggro all the enemies. Well, all the soldiers, they'll become friendly again. Anyway, talk to this guy, the captain. Can't argue with his logic. It's a deal. Gotta gather a specific herb. Could use some more information about the griffin. And then, so long. I'll be back. Yeah, it's very important you loot that chest and press triangle to take everything. You're going to need the materials a bit later. So once you've done that, spoke to him, just loot this chest next to him for meteorite ore. Drop out this window and interact with that armorer's table to increase your armor. And then interact with the grindstone there to increase your attack damage. Yeah, they're little buffs you get in most camps. They basically just increase your attack damage or your armor by like 20% for like so many minutes, similar to the buffs from places of power. And then once you've done that, jump over here, go back to that nearest signpost and warp to Wosong Bridge, back here. Next, we're going to come over to this question mark. I'm going to put a marker down on that because that's where we're headed next. So call Roach and head to that marker, guys. Yeah, that marker, what's going to be down there, it's going to be an abandoned site. And what happens with them is when you've killed the enemies that abandoned site, a few settlers will move in and you'll get a bit of XP. I just do it because it's on the way to the place of power. There'll be some ghouls, but what I don't do much looting of just random stuff, but I do loot the enemies. Because looting enemies, you've got a chance of getting a mutagen then, which you can slot to your skills to increase your damage. But you'll also get just random materials, but you're going to need them random materials for crafting stuff later on. I've got a list of everything you need crafting wise throughout the whole of 100%, and some of them are from monsters. And there's some items from monsters which you can't buy from shops. So yeah, when you kill monsters along the way, guys, just try and loot them. But as for these, you always want to try and keep Quen active. Not always, I mean sometimes Igni works well. I mean like these, they're quite prone to burning, So using Igni you can set them on fire. But because you're on Death March, you take a lot of damage. So it's advisable to always try and have Quen active so you can take a hit without receiving damage. And that's what happens, guys. Once you kill them all, you get that experience. And I'm just looting them. I'm just going to loot them all 4. Do not go too far south. There's a bear there. We don't get too close to him. You'll see in a second. And then once you've got all the loot, guys, come and talk to the nearby herbalist. And you want to buy Calcium Iquum. I hope I'm saying that correct. Calcium Iquum, you want to buy 2. You should have enough. Buy 2 of them. Calcium Iquum, 2 guys. Once you've done that, we're going to head to this question mark to the south. That's another place of power. But there's a bear there. But this one, we want to approach it from the west. So come around this side of it so you can approach it from the west. There's a bear sleeping basically on the northeast side of it. And if you're quick, approach it from the west, you can draw the power before the bear aggroes. You can see it's still sleeping, but it's starting to get up now. So be quick. There you go. You can draw the place of power from it. Get 1 ability point, and that's Quen Sign. Then get back on your horse. Now heading west, guys, to the next objective. We're doing a main story objective now. So all the way over here, you see this question mark. You see that sort of hill just to the north. That's where we want to go next. So put a marker down and head over there. There's a lot of objectives during quests where you can skip them if you know. Some of them you can't skip. But if you've got a bit of knowledge and you've played the game a bit and done a bit of testing, you know what objectives you can skip. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm skipping a lot of objectives and coming straight to this one. You do sometimes lose XP this way or some nice rewards, but in terms of going fast, yeah, this is the way I'm doing it. So come to the top of this hill, interact with the griffin, the dead corpse, and then just choose step away. You don't have to choose anything there, just step away after interacting with it. That'll update the quest. You'll get some XP times 400, and you should go up to level 2, guys. And then come to this question mark just to the south, and you'll find another place of power. Draw the Quen Sign from it, you get an ability point. And now just run south, and what actually happens when you run out of the map is it will automatically give the option to fast travel. It's a nice little trick. So just run south out of the map, and you want to fast travel to Worsong Bridge. And once here, you want to head west and talk to Vesemir.
Yes.
Excuse me, bit of a hiccup there. Yeah, talk to Vesemir, guys.
What Griff?
I've accepted a contract for the Griffin. Tell him if you want information about Griffin. You got Buckthorn already, and then choose time to set the trap. You get a manuscript page there, Thunderbolt. Now, what we're going to do now? Come into alchemy, come into bombs, and you want to craft the grape shot. You should have everything you need. I think we got a salt ped from that chest in the camp, and we bought the calcium equine from that herbalist. Once you've crafted the grape shot bomb, what you want to do next is unlock the gourmet skill in the general branch in the character tab, and also unlock the heavy artillery skill. And you want to assign them. And then what you want to do next, you want to assign your potion to a slot, your Tornate Out potion and your Thunderbolt potion, and also assign your bombs. There you go. Now with that bomb, do not use it. We want to save it for Monster Nest. If you do use it by mistake, it's not a big problem. It just means you're going to have to waste an alcohest just before the Monster Nest later. But try not to use that Monster Bomb, guys, until later. So basically following Vesemir, but on the way, we come into this house, loot the chest on the left for loads of goodies. And then come outside and loot this chest around the back for more goodies, especially Dimeritium ingot. Probably said that wrong, but yeah, that's a very rare material. Sells for a lot. And then once looted them, guys, come and talk to Vesemir. Update the objective. Right, get ready. Griffin's going to swoop in, but Vesemir's going to give you a crossbow. You're going to try to equip the crossbow in place of the bomb, so you don't have to worry about accidentally using the bomb. And the crossbow is good because it will knock this Griffin down from the sky when it's flying. Now to speed up the Griffin, guys, you can use your potions, equip them. You hold up or hold down to switch between your items equipped on your quick slots. Hold up or hold down, switch between them, and then press up once or down once to use your currently slotted item.
Giving me no choice.
But you see your toxic gauge, you see your health bar at top left, you see that green gauge just below it. If that gets over halfway, you'll start taking damage, and each time you use a potion it raises that little tiny bit. So try not to use that past halfway, so you're going to start taking damage. But if you've used your food and you've got gourmet assigned, then it will always be healing you as long as you've got a food buff active. You see my health slowly restoring. So this Griffin, yeah, when he's flying, you shoot him down, and then just keep attacking him, guys, with square. You try to keep Quen active, and then once his health gets so low, he's going to fly to the north to where this windmill is. Then we're going to get on Roach, going to make our way over. You should find a signpost there, the mill. And then we're going to head over to him and finish him off. Sometimes, if you can lure him to them trees, his AI gets all confused and he doesn't really attack you so much when he's in them trees. Gets all messed up, I guess, from all the collisions from the trees. But it's not too difficult. So yeah, try shoot him down. The crossbow is a bit annoying because sometimes you go to shoot it and it's not reloaded properly, and it's so awkward to use the crossbows. Just try to keep Quen active. Sometimes it will focus on Vesemir and you can just keep attacking it. But see here, I just spam it to death. I don't even have to dodge away. What I normally do, if it looks like it's going to attack, I just press circle to dodge away. But yeah, I just spam square on him there. So once you're beaten, choose live and learn. You know what I pick because it's once it's selected, that dialogue choice stays on screen for like a second. But this is all in my text guide, everything that I'm picking, literally everything. So if you're watching this a month or so from now, if you've got any concerns, just look from the text guide and everything will be explained in there. So loot the Griffin afterwards for all the materials, and you'll need the Griffin trophy. Then come over here, loot this chest near the windmill. Now what we're going to do, we're going to get 2 more places of power, and that should pop the trophy, power overwhelming. So yeah, we're going to that question mark, it's going to be a monster nest, and that question mark where I put the marker down, that little cemetery. Now this cemetery, sometimes you can draw the power from the place of power before the wraith spawns. But if the wraith does spawn, just kill it. You don't even have to kill this one, because once you've brought its HP down to about halfway, it disappears until the actual crypt. So yeah, you can try and draw the power quickly, but if you can't, just bring the health down this wraith. What these guys do, they teleport, and normally when they teleport, they attack twice. So if it teleports away, be ready to dodge it twice, and then get a few hits in. As like I say, once you get its health down so low, it will teleport away into that crypt. So draw the power from it, guys. You'll get 1 ability point, and that's the Igni place of power. You don't need to go in the crypt. Just head north after that to that next question mark. Just put a marker down on it if you need to, if you don't know where you're going. Basically, I'm going to that massive rock in the distance. Yeah, there'll be a monster nest here as well. This is why you need to make sure you got a bomb. So first, kill the monsters. And then once you kill the monsters, you want to interact with the place of power. Draw the power from it. And then pop the trophy, guys. Power overwhelming. That would be odd. And you get 1 ability point. And then if you did accidentally use bomb, once you pop the trophy, power overwhelming, then you want to meditate. Do not meditate before interacting with that, because once you meditate, it's going to cancel all your buffs, and you're going to have to interact with all 5 places of power again, guys, to pop that trophy. Yeah, so loot them, interact with the place of power, the pop as I like to call them. Yeah, interact with the pop, and there you go, power overwhelming. Now you can meditate if you want. So if you use the bomb, just meditate to restock. And you want to make sure you've got 1 grape shot bomb in your inventory. And then interact with the monster nest, you'll drop the grape shot bomb inside it. There's actually a trophy for destroying 10 monster nests with bombs. So I guess this is 1 of 10. But we'll easily get that, don't worry about that. Something I'll mention later. But once you've destroyed it, loot it. Because monster nests normally have some good loot. And then just wait for the monster to come out. He should have come out by now. He's obviously scared. Yep, and then just kill him. The reason I'm doing this because it's nice, easy 75 XP. There you go. Once you've done all that, guys, head north outside the map to open the fast travel menu, and then walk back to Wosan Bridge. Sorry, not Wosan Bridge, the Nilfgaardian garrison. Yep, try to trick you there. Yeah, so Nilfgaardian garrison, guys, because we're going to finish this quest now, the Beast of White Orchard. Come in here. There'll be an automatic cutscene once you come through the gates. Tell him you killed a griffin. And this is timed. You can pause this. Choose the bottom option. Turn down the coin. The reason being is the bottom option gives you more XP. Yeah, the top option does give you some coins, but the bottom option gets you more XP. That's where you went. So turn down the coin, guys. Very important. We're going to be swimming in money in part 2 or 3. So don't worry, videos 2 or 3. Don't worry about money at all. Yep. So once you've done that, now we can warp to Wosan Bridge. Go back to the signpost and warp to here, guys. Once you get here, we're going to head west into the inn. We're going to talk to Vesemir. But once you do, before you do this, make sure you've meditated, guys, to restock your bombs. I'm doing it now. There you go. Just meditate to restock your bombs. And you might want to make a manual save here. So I'm going to get 2 trophies here. And if you mess it up, you have to try and do it later. So make a manual save before talking to Vesemir. Obviously, make sure you meditated. Then talk to Vesemir. Tell him it's time to go. Now, make sure you got your bomb ready. Then all you're going to do, once the fight starts, dodge to the back over here. And then lob the bomb. Easy. That'll kill all 5 at once. You get 2 trophies, Butcher of Blaviken, and can't touch this. One of them is for killing 5 enemies without taking, I think 5 enemies within 10 seconds, and then one's for killing 5 enemies without taking damage. But yeah, that's a very easy place to get that. And them guys are really weak for some reason, even on Death March. And then once you've done that, guys, yeah, we're going to move on to the next area. I chose Why Vesemir, and then suppose I can hear him out. You get a trophy there, Lilac and Gooseberries.
Yennefer.
Yep, after this you're going to spawn in the palace in Vesemir. Yeah, capital of occupied Temeria. Yeah, so once you spawn in, you're actually going to be naked. Yeah, got 3 lovely ladies cleaning you. I didn't quite see who it was. But yeah, gonna have a shave, get rid of that gruffy beard. And it doesn't really matter the dialogue options here. And then once you get control back, you're going to take all 3 of these sets of clothing. Take all 3 because we're going to sell them later. So just take all 3. Just a bit of extra money. And then once you've got them, just equip the shirt, the boots, and any pair of trousers. And then come back and talk to the Chamberlain. Yep, suppose so. Confirm away. And then we're going to choose the second option. Left leg forward, right hand on chest. Make sure you do this properly, guys. Left leg forward, right hand on chest.
The gentleman will address the Emperor only when
And then we're going to go and address the Emperor.
Your arch magnificency.
Yeah, that's it. Stick your chest out. And we're going to take the Chamberlain to the Emperor.
Your Majesty will suffice.
You don't need to do that. You do not need to take out that. The Emperor might actually get a bit upset because you distinguish the flame outside his door. We can choose to bow or you can choose not to bow. Doesn't really make a difference. And then just choose all the top options after that. And then we're going to go back to following the Chamberlain. Yeah, follow him.
There are many honourable guests in the palace whom the gentleman
disgusts.
Yeah, we're heading over to Yennefer next. In a second, just after talking to Yennefer, we're going to be able to get all that armour. We're going to be able to get that armour, which is a reward from connecting to CDP, CD Projekt Red's site. And there's also another piece of armour, I think came in an update. Basically we're going to be getting this. The Sword of 1,000 Flowers, White Widow of the Valley of Flowers, Armour of 1,000 Flowers, yeah, basically a 1,000 Flower set. You're also going to get the 9-tailed silver and steel swords. You'll get the White Tiger set of armour. And we'll get a bit more loot. We'll be getting a Demeritium ore. which sometimes spawns. It might not spawn for you, it depends, but if you've done exactly as I've done, it should all be spawning the same, all the loot. Sometimes if you're high level or lower level, you sometimes get different loot from chests. But if you follow me accurately and very closely, it should all be the same. Yeah, so here's Yennefer. I just choose all the top options for this one. So they're our agents now. So where's Siri being seen? And time to get going. We'll keep it quick, like normal, Yennefer. Yeah, 10 seconds and it's over. Yeah, so after the chat, you see this little wooden bucket on top of the shelf. I loot that, so it's almost always got a demeritium ore inside. And then loot everything here, the sacks and the 2 chests. That's got all your armor, guys. That's it. You're going to take all of it. This is going to sell for loads. Selling all that literally is going to end up giving you about 2,000 crowns. Sells for loads. And you can read these 3 letters. There's a trophy of reading 30 notes. So yeah, just along the way, just read some notes if you want to. Come back out. Chamberlain will stop you just for a little chat, and then you're good to go. This guy down there, you see that guy down there, the yellow exclamation mark, is a Gwent player. We need to play him for a card, but we'll be doing it much later, pretty much at the end of the main story, because you have to come back. You have to come back here once, and it's for at the end of the main story. We're going to play him then. Go to the door to exit, guys, the palace, and then warp to Hangman's tree in Velen. And this is basically where we're going to be finishing the video. Yep, so that's it for part 1, guys. Basically, that's what the next part's going to be like. So get through things pretty fast. But yeah, a lot of this next part 2 is going to be basically getting some money ready, some Gwent cards ready, before you get back onto the main story again. Yep, so thank you for watching, guys. That's part 1. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in part 2, guys.